Hello, everyone. Let's see if we're online. Hello, everyone. Let's see if we're online. Cool. YouTube seems to be working. We gotta see if we can get Twitch working. Because the Twitch stream is... Oh, there we go. We need to turn it on. Is that the deal? There we go. Very cool. Let's see if we can see what's going on there. Well, got a blank screen. That's no bueno. That's no bueno. Oh, but we do have volume. Okay. Let's take a look at what we got going on. For anybody who's showing up on YouTube wondering what the heck is going on, we're trying to get multi-streaming ready for this week. It's TurnBasedThursdayFest. So it starts tomorrow, and I wanted to try to stream to both platforms since I have accounts on both platforms. Trying to figure out what's going on with the Twitch output because it's not quite working. So let's see. Not 100% sure. Might have to shut down the stream and restart it again. Because yesterday I had both working, and today it's not. I'm not sure which step I'm missing here. Vertical scene, what's this? Vertical sources. Oh, where's this? Okay. Open this all the way up here. Oh, there we go. Oh my, this is so confusing. It's docking windows here. Can we get this where I want it to be? OBS. Ugh. Dragging and dropping windows around that are not. This is not ideal. Kind of would like things to be in a different way. Oh, there we go. Can you do that? Okay. That helps. What about this? Okay. I'm getting my windows set up here. We might be able to get this working. Let's see what's going on here. You're not quite where you need to be. Now what's that look like? Twitch has it. Yay, it's got the screen. Okay, cool. Haha, excellent. Well, we'll try to keep an eye on chat for both of these. Y'all let me know if the volume ends up being off, if I need to raise my volume compared to the game. I'm going to try to get my windows set up here on my other monitor so I can see everything, so I can see YouTube chat as well as Twitch chat. Okay, let's give this a roll here. Hey, you don't need to move around. Go over to this planet over here. So I've been playing Rogue Trader for the last, I don't know, week and a half. Really like this game. The only part I've really been disappointed at all has been the beginning of Act 3. Kind of sucked, but then it got good again, so. Doing a little experimentation here. Giant rings on this planet's surface can be observed even from orbit. Examine the rings. What do they got for us? It has emerged that the planet has a native species of giant insect, similar to Terran ants. Just like ants, they sometimes form so-called death spirals, in which one creature follows another without realizing they're going in circles. These were the rings discovered on the ships by the ship's observers. A strange phenomenon that was originally suspected to be a sign of warp activity or nefarious xenostructures turned out to be a quirk of nature, and a tragic one at that. Well, bummer for the ants, eh? There are 3 provisions here. Okay. What system is this? Agathis Archides. I keep a list here. You all know I'm an Excel spreadsheet nerd. So for the official playthrough, the Let's Play, which is going to be coming probably starting in July, have all this stuff tracked so I kind of know what I'm doing, which will be nice. I definitely want to do a Let's Play in it. I've just had so much fun playing it. It's a really combat heavy game, which I love, and it's the rule system makes it so much more nicer for playing as a computer game than it does for other games like Pathfinder and stuff. And basically, the biggest problem with Pathfinder is having to deal with all the buffing, pre-buffing, and maintaining buffs and all that stuff. And this rule set does away with that. It's really nice. This reminds me a lot of Pillars of Eternity with the way that it handles buffs and abilities as being strictly just combat. You don't got to worry about maintaining stuff outside of combat, which I really like. The augurs have detected wreckage in the void ship's vicinity, but the exact nature of the wreckage remains unclear. Okay. So this whole thing's been done. I'm going to make a quick post for YouTube. I'm going to make a quick post on Twitter, actually. Let people know that we're going to be doing this. Because knowing just how much the Turn-Based Fest has been growing, I really wanted to be able to stream to both platforms this year. I've participated in this event the last 2 years. Got a key for a game, been able to stream for an hour, tell everybody else where to go. But this year I really wanted to dedicate a lot of time to it. So I took the whole week off work. We're going to get a chance to stream 2 games. We got keys for 2 games, plus I have a bunch of other turn-based games of my own that I haven't got a chance to play that have been sitting in my backlog. So games like King Arthur, A Knight's Tale, and Expedition to Rome. We're going to be playing those this week. We're going to be streaming everything. It should be a lot of fun. Really looking forward to it. So we need to get over here. What is this? Frozen Prince. Can we get there? Chart course deadly. And this is Smargoris. What is this place over here? We've looked at that. How do we get there from there? Okay, there's a route there. All right, that's what I needed to know. I miss it. They're dark red, so they're kind of hard to see. They're like varicose veins. I really have enjoyed just about everything about this game, though. It's been kind of surprising because folks who watch the channel on the regular know that the way I feel about Owlcats games in general is that I get kind of annoyed by all the different systems they try to tack onto the games, especially Kingmaker with the kingdom management and the timers, which was awful. And then I really didn't like the whole campaign management system for Wrath of the Righteous. The Wrath of the Righteous has that, and I really hated all the companions. In this game, I've enjoyed every aspect of it. It's been really cool. The projects that you're doing, which tie all the different story stuff into the different systems, the ship and the ship combat. The ship combat is a little hit or miss because It's a lot of trial and error. I don't like, there's one thing that they do with this that I don't like, which is in a lot of battles, they take away your ability to use your abilities for the first few turns. They kind of nerf it, which is really dumb. But for the most part, I've enjoyed all the different parts of this game. It really feels like playing a Rogue Trader, which has been really, really cool. All right, let's see. The Emperor's Palm. And the companions in this game have been like, here we go. We've got ship combat, so we may have to try this 3 or 4 different times. Let's see what we got. The Rogue Trader's void ship is facing several Aldari scout ships. The Xenos are in no hurry to attack, and time seems to have slowed down. One wrong move and carnage will ensue. Since Arcade says, woot, you're live. That's right, and I'm going to be live all week, buddy. I took the whole week off of work so that I could do TurnBasedFest. So there's going to be so many people participating in TurnBasedFest. And in fact, if you're on YouTube, I'm going to flash it up on the screen real quick so that you can see the schedule. It's going to be mad. There's just so many people. It's going to be awesome. In fact, I'll see if I can do this for Twitch as well. Yeah. What is it? Media source, no. Browser, image slideshow, image, there we go. New image, browse. Where is it? Right there. Yeah, so this should show up on Twitch too. Yep, and it is. So that's what the schedule looks like. It's absolutely nuts. There's so many people that are going to be participating in this, so it's going to be fantastic. I am really, really excited about this. Just so many people participating. That's the coolest part. So what I'll be doing is my slot is tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be covering Wildermyth, and then on Tuesday at noon we'll be covering Gloomhaven. But then the rest of the time I'm going to be streaming those 2 games and a whole bunch of other games as well. It's going to be so much fun. The funny part was, since I've participated in this last 2 years, they came to me with an email and they're like, do you want to participate again this year? And I'm like, yeah. And they send me the list of games, and probably the top 6 or 7 games that you could get keys for were games that I already owned. And I'm like, oh man, if I didn't have keys to these games, I'd be really excited. But I am really excited to play Wildermyth. That's been a game I wanted to play for a long time. And then to have games in my backlog, to have a chance to showcase them, like King Arthur, Knight's Tale, and Expeditions Rome especially, which I've heard nothing but good things about. Cyber Knight Flashpoint releases on June 2nd, since Arcade says, and yes, that is true. That's another game I'll be putting a little bit of time into. I've mostly stayed away from that game just because it was an early access, and the Tracy brothers are really active with updating the code base like daily. So I decided that I was going to stay away from it. I started playing it last week to get a feel for it again. It's a very time-consuming game, as one would expect it to be from something from the Tracy brothers. So I'll be spending a little time with that one. But for today, just as a test run, we're going to be running through my current playthrough of Rogue Trader. There will be a Let's Play for the full series, probably starting in July, because there's a new DLC coming out at the end of this month, at the end of June. So, Rogue Trader's void ship is facing several ships. Ask Yurlet about the negotiations. Yurlet's speech is met with a torrent of Aldari abuse that is too much for even the Rogue Trader's elucidator. The Xenos accuse her of betraying her kind by conspiring with the Monkey and unceremoniously cut the connection. Yet their ships are no longer blocking the way. Oh, nice. So no combat there. Cool. This game is not subtle at all. Monkey. Come on. I mean, that got Jimmy the Greek fired. So I got plasteel 1 there. Okay, that's not enough for an extractor. Let's keep moving along here. I got more plasteel. I got a nice looking world over here. What is this? Frozen? It looks cool. And there's nothing on it. Okay, and now we get to this. We get to the fun part. Lord Captain, the United Corps of Exploradors and the military forces is ready to attack the heretics who took over Euphrates II. The commanders recognize the Lord Inquisitor's sanction and agree to cede the right of supreme command to you. They ask that you summon a council of war in order to establish the plan of attack. How should we respond? All right, summon them on the bridge. Let's go. Consider it done, your ladyship. I will notify the commanders that you're ready to meet with them. The artwork in this game has been fantastic. Sin says, oh, this is Warhammer 40k. Yes, this is Warhammer. It's all tongue-in-cheek, he says. That's the funniest part of the entire IP, that it's all satire and always been satire and parody. Yeah, and that's the thing, is I'm not really a satire and parody person. That's like my least favorite thing in the world. And really, that's been my only negative for this whole entire game, has been that's just not my style. I like my shit serious. But you can't deny that the game was wonderfully put together. The combat's been amazing. The characters are great. The writing sticks to that whole satire parody thing. They're doing what they're doing, and they're doing it very well. So I have admiration for that part of it. Opticon 22, the leader of the Explorer Warriors, appears on the bridge. This is my first time, by the way, playing anything to do with Warhammer, so I had no idea that it was not serious. So you can imagine my transition to figuring out what was going on in the first 5 hours of gameplay, and I was like, machine spirits? What? It's taken a while to get my head wrapped around what this is, but it's been incredibly fun, so there's that. Alright, so the leader unit, Opticon 22 initiating identification, official greeting, procedure, unlocking the option of strategic data exchange. The Emperor's angel who follows in his wake is clad in armor the color of a tempestuous ocean. You hear his voice throaty and brimming with untamed boldness and strength. Which one of you Huscarls is Pandora von Valencius? I am Thorvald Ironheart, and I wish to see the mortal who's been granted the honor of leading my pack into battle. Yeah, you're looking at Pandora von Valencius. Sins Arcade says, oh, that makes this even more entertaining then. Yeah, exactly. You're going to love my Let's Play because that's not going to go away. My brain does not compute this. So I would be making all kinds of comments during the Let's Play series. Thorvald takes the measure of you and nods in satisfaction. I know the habits of a warrior when I see one. You're no indolent hulk. Good. I give my approval. We will hunt the base-born heretics together. You have not changed, brother Thorvald. High-handed and brazen without measure, and you carry yourself on another's drucker like it's your own. The wolf bursts into booming laughter and bares his long fangs. Such is the breed of leaders, Ulfar. We stand out. 'Tis you ever lost. Cannot find his way when the sun is right over his head. Another explosion of Thorvald's boisterous laughter drowns out Ulfar's stifled yet furious string of curses. Opticon 22, how did you go from overseeing logistics to commanding armies? This command promotion hierarchy status update was executed following the death, decommissioning, deconstruction of the ship Teeth of the Wraithgear. The fleet's war conclave was operating aboard that vessel. Unit Opticon 22 received premature rank promotion modernization to Magos Dominus based on his extensive catalog of recorded combat engagements. May your service benefit from the updated protocols that were bestowed upon you and the new analytical data that was entrusted to your elucidation. May the Omnissiah Guide operate this unit in his cause mission algorithm of service to him. Let's commence. What good is another war council with a cog priest who knows not the joys of battle, who cut off his parts and replaced them with augments to please his all-knowing master? He will propose again a cowardly plan unworthy of warriors, as is the custom of his brethren. Registering a display of impertinence, data insufficiency in regard to military craft, eradication methods of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Who's next? What do you got for me? Aishara. Are you having another fight, gentlemen? How predictable. A woman in heavy armor walks onto the bridge cloaked in an air of superiority. you remember seeing her before. Sin, since you're here in chat, let me know if the volume levels of my voice in the game need to be adjusted, because it's the one thing I haven't had a chance to check yet. Thank you for not starting without me, Acolyte Ashara, dispatched by the Lord Inquisitor to facilitate the operation on Euphrates II. My role in this war council is that of an advisor. Heinrichs and Ashara exchange glances but do not say a word. You cannot help but notice the furrow that forms on the interrogator's forehead at the sight of his colleague. So, shall we begin our war council, or shall we wait for heretics to corrupt this planet completely? I see. Well, I require a full report on the situation at the front. Euphrates II is a forge world. Manufactoriums and extracticums take up most of its surface. Upon corrupting them, disrupting their production algorithm, the heretics enhance their ranks with possessed mechanisms and false, defective, traitorous Skitari, whose protocols were disfigured with indoctrinating scrap code. AV and mic are clean and in the pipe 5x5. I'm wearing headphones. Perfect. All right. I like that. We like the sounds of that. Our forces have secured minor footholds on the surface, but are unable to deliver an effective blow to the headquarters operations center of the Profaners in the Machine Cathedral at the heart of the Manufactorum Sigma S13. According to the available data, it's the current location of the Arch-Heretic, termination target, the Dark Apostle, Urlan the Cruel. Let's go be done with him then. We may outnumber the enemy, but ours is a poor war band. All it has is steel carols of Omnissiah and scantily trained serfs from across the expanse, while our foe is the detestable but nevertheless deadly putrid-hearted traitors from the ranks of the Word Bearers, and their vessels protect the Machine Cathedral from orbit. Why have you not still commenced a planetary assault? There is a conflict, critical error, categorical lack of understanding of the imperatives of this operation within our chain of command. Unit Thorvald Ironhide is in favor of a strategy of mass destruction, which would constitute an unacceptable violation of the right of operation. Every square meter of the manufactoriums is sacred, of high productivity value. High productive value, well. Which is why the Cog Priest is so intent on hindering and sabotaging our assault force by refusing us forces and landing Drakars. But Thorvald Ironhide won't fight on the terms of priests. My battle plan has rejected that Omnissiah servants can retake the planet themselves. Maybe they think their lives mean nothing compared to their precious cathedrals, but a wolf knows what his life is worth. I see. Opticon, I must say my curiosity is piqued. The explorators are hiding something on that planet, something you refuse to show anyone and are now loath to destroy. What is it? Request denied. The Omnissiah's mysteries procedures conducted on Euphrates II are to remain undisclosed, according to the protocol vow of preservation of the hallowed from the profane. This is why on Fenris we have the priests follow the warriors, not the other way around. Priests never think of the battle ahead, only their tenets and taboos. But a wolf must think only of battle and his enemy's death, not about preserving cathedrals or counting the trophies that await him. I see. Opticon, what do you propose our plan should be? Our strategic analysis points toward a full-scale offensive as the optimal course of action. The losses among the troops in significant personnel laity will be numerous, but will not exceed acceptable parameters. Replenishing such losses will be less arduous than repairing the damage that may otherwise come to the manufactorums. Thorvald, what would you do if you were in command of this operation? Would rain down vengeful skies upon the enemy. Would plow the land of Euphrates II with shells, shatter their defenses, level the fortified towers, throw their host into disarray. And in that whirlwind of fury, I would lead my glorious pack to pave a path of blood with cog carols. Yeah, okay. Use your strategy wisely. It's not every day you get to heed the advice of a seasoned warrior, one chosen by the All-Father himself to bring death to the foes of humanity. Yeah, Ashara, why are you here? The Lord Inquisitor entrusted me with the task of forging an alliance between the assembled fleet and the forces of the Cognizance fleet. Once this task is complete, I am to act as an observer and a special operative. Why did Calcazar choose you? I happen to have some experience with large-scale bloodshed, rogue trader. That and I never fail to deliver results. I see. What troops can you spare to reinforce our army? The militia forces have already been transferred to Opticon 22. All I have left under my command is a tactical unit explicitly instructed to carry out the Lord Inquisitor's special assignments. Oh, really? I see. Well, I shall now present you the plan of our assault. The first step is obvious. We eliminate the Machine Cathedral's orbital support. But what planetary assault strategy will you choose following the destruction of the enemy Void Fleet? Well, we will begin by bombarding the enemy's positions, and then advance cautiously. We must conserve our troops. Your plan bores me. This is not the Space Wolves' way of war. Such cowardly strategies are the limit of the omniscience cog carols, so you have my approval. My pack will do all that is asked of it and stand at the vanguard of the assault until we meet on the field of battle, Pandora. Sounds like a self-proud Kadar commander, if you ask me. Oh yeah, the Kadar, for sure. And I say the same to you, Ulfar Everlost. 'Tis a pity your pack will not share in this glorious victory with us. Ulfar lets out a bestial grumble and says to you, that boastful Grozov talks too much about my pack. He knows where my brothers are. I can smell it. Before we dive into carnage, summon him to your ship and let me question him. I wish to hear what he knows, while he still has not lost his blathering tongue to the heretics. Strategy confirmed as optimal, updating the Skitarii tactical programs, transmitting this unit's general blessing authorization for offensive action. The Lord Inquisitor will be delighted at the news that some semblance of order was established in the command. I wish you luck, rogue trader. Yeah, me too. Well then, let's see here. Pause for a second, I want to check something. What's going on here? Oh, okay. I'm just checking things. I'm just making sure stuff works there. Alright. Actually, what I want to check here is... That's what it looks like there, and that's what it looks like there. Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah, this is all the test run, because stuff's got to work automatically, auto-magically tomorrow. Let's see. Where is... Wolf? Can we summon now? Can we talk to that person now? I haven't used this guy much. It seems almost wrong to not take him on this.
Free the bold from captors grasping. Dark cities, feeble dungeons, eternally disgracing. Flows now this saga in the hall of glorious feasting, where all extol the wolf mighty and the yet fatter cunning.
This guy fancies himself a poet?
I hope you're not going to put off the feast. Our escape demands a grand celebration.
Inform Thorvald that he's invited aboard the ship.
I thank you, Et Fatter.
Yeah, let's see what they have to say. These big guys. I haven't used him just because I got Abelard, and Abelard is like an awesome tank. Thorvald Ironhide here. Why have you summoned me, rogue trader? Speak to me. Ulfar's usual brash joviality has evaporated from his voice. Know you, Thorvald, whether the path of battle has led my pack the baleful howl? You haven't lost your pack, have you ever lost? The young wolf's voice is strong and insolent, and richly melodic. He tilts his head in mocking concern, watching Ulfar's complexion change to match the violent shade of his hair. Well, I did not have a chance to talk properly at the council. I wanted to meet you. Ah, of course you do. Who would miss the chance to strike up a friendship with the illustrious leader of the equally illustrious Stormbiters? Go on, Halbrand. Recite the saga of my exploits. Make sure to include the landing in the Void Kraken's mouth. This is Halbrand the brave, the most sonorous voice in my pack. Thorvald nods at the tall wolf, who seems to radiate the proud vigor of a warrior. At least it isn't Vogon poetry. I think you meant to say Halbrand the Braggart, no? For his verses often weave together the truth with his own flights of fancy. Ulfar smiles vindictively with a viciousness utterly unbecoming of an angel of the Emperor. Now it is Halbrand's turn to blush. Thank you for your correction, Everlast. I reckon we can do without the saga. Are all wolves so hostile toward one another, or is it something personal between the two of you? It is only friendly nipping. If there was hatred between us, the walls of this glorious hall would have long since been painted with blood. Such is a warrior's nature, a wolf's nature. When we meet with strength, we test our teeth on it. Ulfar huffs a laugh in response. But there's a personal side to it as well. The Stormbiters have always tried to best the baleful howl in the glory of their exploits. Tried and failed, for my pack was and remains superior. They disassemble so sweetly. They would tear each other apart at the first opportunity. Shut up, wretched captive. Halbrand does not even dignify Maraza with a contemptuous glance. He's not a captive. He's the rogue trader's Huskara. Huskara? A fine squad you have found yourself, Everlast. What do you call him, Everlast? You do not know. I'm not surprised. Brother Ulfar does not care for the moniker. He's had it since his early years in the chapter. When Ulfar underwent his trial of the Cup of Ulfin, he took so much longer than the others that the rune priests gave him up for lost. Later, he received grievous wounds and raids that sent him into a stasis sleep for a long time. Anytime we would pay a visit to the baleful howl, we would ask, "Where is Brother Ulfar?" And he was always resting. And recently he went missing altogether, lost after an attack on Xenos. Yeah, we know we found him. And forget not to tell of the dire curse that of yore was laid upon the mighty Ulfar. No good death for him is fated, only to one day be lost, bereft of glory and honor. Halbrand declaims the line so sonorously and powerfully that the bulkheads begin to vibrate. Any who cross his path, let him regale and gladly that proud warrior Halbrand Blatherskite, singer of rumors and fine tattler of tall tales, for he has glimpsed noteworthy deeds in his short life. Do you know where Ulfar's pack is now? Feasting with the Allfather in the Hall of Heroes, I reckon, with Mjod filling their horns to the brim as valor and loyalty did fill their hearts. Eyes! Did you see their bodies? Which of the brothers will avow the truth of these words? Ironhide never lies. The young wolf's arms cut through the air like an axe, and he angrily points at Ulfar. And you, Everlast, watch your tongue, unless you want my dagger to deliver a penance of eternal silence upon you. No, we did not see their bodies, but we heard their ranting and raving, which can only lead to the jaws of Mordecai. Yeah, I want to know the details. In the battle in which you, Everlast, Arnulf, and Skiddy were captured by the Xenos, Baleful Howl took prisoners of their own. Under torture, the captive Xenos gave up the star coordinates of where they were to go next. Some important meeting, it seems. The place is far away, deep in the uncharted regions where the servants of the Allfather have never ventured, and your brothers decided to go there. No navigator would dare lead them to those dark places, so your brother seized a trading boat and voyaged there without a helmsman. So you abandoned them to their grueling march. Lower your hackles. I urged them not to throw away their lives in vain. Nothing but death could await them among those malevolent stars. We all came here to serve the Allfather and repay our blood debt, not to die for naught. Or have you forgotten that, Everlast? Ulfar, what will you do with this knowledge? I will not test our friendship, Advether. I know that if I call upon you to go with me in search of my pack, I'll be taking you away from important battles and the saving of your home. So I will go alone to seek my brothers, but I will not abandon you in your hour of need. I owe you. When we have defeated your enemies, I will leave you and follow the trail. That trail is bloody and has long since gone cold, brother Ulfar. There's no need to add another body to its tally. As the leader of the Stormbiters, I call you to our pack. Be our brother to us now. Ulfar gives the peaceably smiling Thorvald a penetrating look, his face darkening and his voice dropping low to a bestial snarl. Have you lost your mind, Thorvald? Perhaps it is you who's lost his mind. You are daring to speak so insolently to Ironhide. Halbrand's insinuating tone is dripping with such menace that even the drawing of a sword could not have made his threat any clearer. Sin says, turn-based verbal sparring now with 69% more parries and parlays. Well, what makes you so certain they're dead? When the baleful howl was setting off, we exchanged gifts, our pack runes. Every 10th watch, a priest cast the runes and saw what fate they revealed. 50 watches after the baleful howl left, the runes showed calamity. 60 watches after they left, death. Since then, the runes have been voiceless, and their patterns hold no meaning. And that's it? Spirits deceive you. Your priest went a little soft in the head and forgot how to read his runes. For that, you give my packet for dead? Cowards! The runes do not lie, Ulfar, you know this. I'm sorry about your brothers, but their fate is clear. I see. Well, why do you want Ulfar to join your pack? He's our brother. He should not be left to wander the galaxy in the company of ordinary mortals, or alone. Wolves are like sharp knives. We hone ourselves against each other, and without brothers, Ulfar will rust and grow dull. Be with us, Ulfar. We will take you in. Go to hell, Thorvald. They'll take you in there. Ulfar's right. He's loyal to his brothers, and I, for one, am not convinced that a few rollings of the bones is enough to pronounce his boys dead. Besides, we need a mission to go on. Stay out of it, wolf business, rogue trader. I will not reveal the coordinates of the place to which your brothers traveled. Respect your alpha, Ulfar, as an order. You are too quick to call yourself my leader, Thorvald. Go and bark commands at your pups. Were you calling a pup ever lost? Unlike your pathetic pack, we will soon go into battle and accomplish great deeds. But you, coward that you are, want to shirk your duty. Ulfar and Halbrand's roars merge into a single word. Duel. Stop, soldiers! A harsh shout drowns out the two wolves who are ready to lunge at one another. Quiet! Both of you. Have you forgotten where you are? Home gang can only take place on solid ground, not on a boat. The void and the warp are treacherous and unfit to host a duel of the worthy. And secondly, I am your superior, Ulfar, and so I'm not asking but ordering you to back up your chest beating with deeds. If the baleful Howl pack is alive, as you say, let it march with the Stormbiters in the assault on Euphrates too. Let it display the valor all the stories tell of. Will you stand alone for all your brothers, or have you gone soft? The wolf leader's tone may be threatening, but you notice a sly glint in his eye. Ulfar, on the other hand, is growing furiously with no matching twinkle in his gaze. We'll see about that. I will prove that the Stormbiters will never be a match for the baleful Howl. At Veta, I must be at your side when you depart for the assault. Promise that you will grant me this honor. I promise, Ulfar. I figured we were going to have to take him into this mess, so yeah. Abelard's going to have to sit on the sidelines. Alright, if you prove that your words carry more weight than a battle axe, I will tell you where your brothers went. If you fail, you will submit. Well, I guess we can't fail. Wojtek, hey! Since I was thinking about you this morning. Well, good, buddy. Been thinking about you lately. Been thinking about I'm going to have to take a trip over to see you later this summer, I think. Alright, so we're going to have to do that, which means we have to do this now, and I'm sorry this is going to be slow and boring, but I haven't leveled him up in a while, so yeah, we got to start from the very beginning here. Oh, brother. Okay. See, I don't have a build for him set up. Wojtek. After an ally takes an extra turn provided by the character. Okay, I gotta find the really, really good stuff here. I'm gonna grab my rogue trader classes here. That's gonna be even hard to do. We're just gonna have to roll through this and look. Because I don't have a lot of good names. I don't have a build for this is why I'm playing the game before I do the let's play, because I have an Excel spreadsheet here. I should see if I can show this. You guys will die laughing. I know Wojtek will love this. This will be great. Let's see. Oh, well, I can't make a capture right now, but Is this before they put you in jail? No, they already put me in jail, Wojtek. They already put me in jail. The start of chapter 3 starts out just like that. It's the classic strip you of all your belongings and put you in jail, which is really dumb. And I was thinking the game was going to go downhill from that point on, but it was actually really cool. It doesn't take you too long to reassemble your team. And then all of chapter 3 was very condensed. It was just a lot of combat, which I really liked. And it was actually in a really cool area with really cool art style. So whereas the whole rest of the game, you're doing things like traveling the galaxy and dealing with your projects and doing ship combat and upgrading your ship and trading and doing all these other things. Chapter 3 was just interpersonal communications, conversations, and a lot of combat. And I really liked it. I just didn't like the way it started because you guys know that I really hate that kind of stuff. I really, really hate that. So yeah, I'll see if I could put this sheet up here. I'm going to make a capture here real quick. Let's see. Select display to capture. Yeah, that one. Okay. So this is what it looks like. So this is the character builds for all my characters. And all the different things that you have to take, and coloring means certain things. So let's see if that shows up. Yeah, that showed up there. Cool. It's an absolute mess here that I got going on. So I'm gonna turn that off. But that's the sheet. That's the magic sheet. Let's see if I can change that. Change some stuff here. Anyways, like I'd have to make a separate thing for Twitch, and it only appears that one person's been watching on Twitch today, so everybody's on YouTube, which is great. So it reads like Dianetics. No, it's just I have an Excel spreadsheet with multiple tabs with all the notes that take for all the games that I'm ever going to play again. So if I'm only going to play a game once, I generally don't have notes in there for it. But if I'm going to play it more than one time, like if I'm going to do with what I do with this game is a good example. I'm playing it through one time for myself and to learn it, and I'm taking notes of all the character classes and how I'm upgrading them so that when I do the Let's Play, it's really easy for me. All these upgrades go really fast. Leveling goes really fast. In this case, this is going to take a little bit of time. I've read most of these for other characters, so I just have to go through and find some things that are going to work for them. When the character gains an additional 12 wounds, those wounds are further increased by toughness increasing in the same way as basic wounds. Tough as steel. Well, that's probably necessary for him, so let's make a note about that. I don't have Wolf anywhere, so I'm going to have to create another column here. What I do is I take notes about the skills that I think will work really well for them, and then I plot the upgrade system. Now, the easy way to do this, and this is what I did. I'll tell you guys a little bit of the story. Is I had started playing the game, and you could see that there's, well, let me go back here so I can show you this, because you guys might already be familiar with this, but you get 3 levels of upgrades. You start out as a soldier, you upgrade all the way up to there, and then you pick your subclass, which can be one of 3 or 4 different kinds of classes. So for him, he's an arch militant. When I got through this first level, and the first part of the game was pretty smooth, but I was playing on normal difficulty, and so I cranked the difficulty up, because what I have here is I have the difficulty set to daring. What I like about daring is it's basically the core rules. There's no bonuses or penalties for anything. Normal has a whole bunch of bonuses for you and penalties for the enemies. It's just made for the game to be easy for new people to get into the game. So I moved it up to daring. Once I moved it up to daring, and then I started to get into the second level of his class, of these characters' classes, the game started to get hard, and I was like, I'm doing something wrong with the builds. So the best thing to do is go find Verglia's video on YouTube, because Verglia beats all of these Owlcat games on impossible difficulty. And he has character builds for every single one of these characters. So I copied them down and I respect my characters to use them. But I found out over time that because I'm not playing on impossible, I don't need to have my character set up exactly the way he does. So I've changed things on a few characters a little bit and kind of tweaked it to fit my style a little bit more. But Sin says, can you run fast? More correctly, can you run faster than cruise? So in the old Owlcat games, all you could ever do is walk, but now characters can run. So traversing the landscape is a lot better. It's way better in this game. All right, so let's go back up here and look this up. I'm just going to start from the bottom, and I'm taking notes about which particular things I'm going to want to take, and then we'll figure out what we're going to take first. Tipping point, character's dodge reduction and armor pen. No. Deflection is doubled against single target attacks. Characters' attacks gain additional over-penetration. The over-penetration cannot be dodged. Shot through, that's a good one. Shot through the heart. And you're to blame. Shot through because he's a really, really cool class, by the way. I really like this guy. Whenever he loses wounds, their next melee attack gains +1 for every 2 wounds character lost. That's okay, but it's not great. Whenever the character is healed, not a big deal. Puncture. No. Pinpoint accuracy. Nope. Character gains +5 to all characteristics. Exponent doubles when they have less wounds. Perfection under fire. Yes, we'll be taking that. So, I'm just going to figure this out. Character gains bonus to their strength equal to 20% of their maximum wounds. That's nice. Because I expect him to get hurt. Unlike Abelar, he's not really set up to be a tank. Define, whenever the character pushes an enemy in the air, character gains 4 movement points, and they're added after the attack allowed the character to continue. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Of my way, we're using that for sure. Masterful precision. He doesn't do deadeye shots. Single shots damage targets other than the main target they gain. No, that's basically for snipers. Whenever the character is attacked by an enemy in the game, momentum equal to the difficulty to care. Yes, we're gonna want that. Martyrdom. Malign influence. Whenever the enemy fails a willpower resistance against the character. No. Lethal threat. Enemies hit by the character with a melee attack must pass a willpower resistance check or make the character their priority target. Oh, that's okay. It's not great. We may end up using that. Know-it-all is nice. Because all these bonuses add up. Grievous wounds. Enemies that have... No. Full attention. Targets that consider the character a priority target deal 40% less damage to the character's allies. I love that. That's great. Tension. Let's go. Flesh wounds. This is going to end the start of the character's turn. They restore maximum wounds. Yep. Yeah, that's super. Flesh wounds. Flag bearer. That's for my main character. Firebrand. If an extra turn is given, the character's abilities and talents grants MP. The target gains additional MP. Yep. We're going to want Firebrand. If an extra turn given by the character. Oh, no. Given by. Never mind. He's not a giver. He's a receiver. Extermination. Any damage the character deals is increased by +1 for every attack they have made in this combat. That is huge, and he takes that. Because he is a character who's going to deal a lot of attacks. Eager subordinates. When allies take actions on extra turns. Nope. Eager for battle. Yes. Okay. Alright. Disastrous collision. When the target pushes a character. Yes. We'll want that. So, what do we got? Destroyer. Every melee attack he makes reduces the target's armor. And it stacks. That's nice. Degraded defense. Death dealer. Every round the character kills the first enemy, the character immediately makes an additional single attack. Yes. That one. Okay, I got enough to get started here. That's the important thing. All right. Let's see what we can do here. What are we going to want to take first? It's either going to be Death Dealer, Extermination, or Flesh Wounds. Death Dealer's good. What's Extermination again? Any damage the character deals is increased by +1 for every attack they made this combat. Yeah, that one's good. And then Flesh Wounds. Where was that? At the start of the character's turn. Let's do this. Let's do Death Dealer first. The action economy in this game is insane. I do like that it can be exploited, Scott says. Feels super exactly. I mean, it's really, really neat how things work in here. For each adjacent ally, he's not going to have adjacent allies. Enough bullets for everyone. Yep, no, let's just take that. I'm just going to hack through him here because he's not a character I've been playing with a lot. I don't even know what I should do for him. Is he a demolition person? Let's find out. I don't know much about him. What are his stats? He's got demolition is 80. Okay, so that's the thing the poke points into. He's got logic. Oh, it's just bumped up by something. Okay, encrypted cartographer. Strength, ballistic skill, weapons. Yeah, that makes sense. And toughness. Okay, let's get him back up then. Yeah, so let's do death dealer. Demolition engineer. Demolition instead of intelligence used to determine additional damage with ranged air attacks. This, for him and Argenta, is kind of like the best thing in the world. Demolition engineer. Yep. Uh-huh. That's awesome. Yeah. That makes their spray attacks with bullets just way more nutso. So let's get down here. Give his demolition there. What has he got? Lifetime scars. Death World characters suffer less. Yeah. Trusty weapons. Death World characters gain +10 to critical chance for all that stuff. Every injury increases the Death World character's agility and willpower. Every trauma counts as 3 injuries. Okay. Gaining a stack of versatility increases critical hit chance by +5 until the end of the turn. Yes, we'll take that. And then let's see. Weapon skill, ballistic skill. Yeah, his ballistic skill should be probably top because he's going to shoot more than anything else. Lifetime of scars. Yeah, go back down here. What else do we have? Wounded beast. Okay, so he's just got those 3 and then he's got all this stuff. We can do characteristic training for ballistic skill, but there's a couple of really good ones down here. What he's got? He's got nimble already. Oh, grenadier. Let's give him that. He gets a free grenade. Concentrated fire. The next range area attack made by the soldier deals a shit ton of damage. That's an official term. Shit ton. Demolition. Okay, now we're back to here. So we can go extermination or flesh wounds. Let's go extermination. Lifetime scars. Accustomed to glory. What's this? Uses a heroic act or a desperate measure. The archenemy gains +1 and +10 damage on all attacks until the end of combat. Until the end of combat? Yes, please. Ballistic skill. Until the end of combat. I love things that are until the end of combat. Enough bullets for everyone. Second attack in the action turn deals 13% more damage. It's not sufficient. Yes, please, because we're going to be hitting a lot of people. Okay, that works for him. Let's see what his gear is. Okay, you're missing a helmet, dude. Do we have a helmet that you can use? Do we have any helmets for you? We got this. Nope. No helmets for you. You're a no helmet guy, aren't you? Okay, I'm just going to leave him set up the way he is. Unless he's got a weapon that we can use. What is this? He's got this combat knife. This is a chain sword. It's better, so he's going to be using that. It's got an AoE attack on it as well. There's not a lot he can use here. Bolter. Start his bolt pistol. He's got this. We could use the melter, but no, we'll stick with his bolt pistol. We want him to be able to mow stuff down. Okay, that's cool. Let's get on with this then. Let's go kill some stuff. All right, my friends. That's what we're here to do. Slay things, hurt things. So Euphrates. Wait a minute, what? There we go. This is the orbital battle. The rogue trader ship took its place in the center of the attack formation. The right flank was guarded by the sacred combat vessels of the Adeptus Mechanicus, and the left consisted of the combined forces gathered by the Lord Inquisitor, headed by the frigate of the indomitable Space Wolves. Okay. The enemy deployed their ships in a wide arc in an attempt to surround the squadron, but the Heretic's plan was not meant to be. Thorvald and Opticon 22 sent their detachments forward, tying up the enemy in combat and presenting the Lord Captain with a chance to deliver a blow to the very heart of the enemy position, where the flagships of these traitors to humanity waited their final hour. Perfect. Let's do it. It goes really fast up to 93% and then it hits a wall.
All stations. Report
Oh,
when
so we
manned
have
and
to
ready.
do ship combat. Great. Okay, but there's only what? The one ship? What is it? Oh, it's huge. 380. Oh, man. Okay. Well, let's go then. Tubes away.
Let the boys sort them out.
Let's see. You're not coming after me. Target is invalid. What? I can't use it on that? That's my best skill. You guys are killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. Okay. Okay, this is interesting then. Yeah, that's too far away for anything, so we're just gonna do this.
All hands, prepare for
I
acceleration.
can't believe you won't let me do that. No way. Always taking away my best tools, man. They suck. Okay. Well, let's see what happens. Yeah, you guys protect me. The Blasphemous Styx class heavy cruiser. We're gonna need a lot of torpedoes. Hey now. Seriously, it's the whole best part. What is this? Oh, come on. Oh my god. I'm not going to be able to get through this, am I? Oh, man. Oh, bummer. Oh, that hardly made a dent. Oh, come on. Well, that's... I can turn you guys the other way. Jeez. Oh, I'm not excited about this. Okay. What are these zones? I assume these are bad. Can we hit this side here? Well, we probably want to focus on one side. Although, I don't know what good that's going to do us. Let's get right up alongside him here then. Can we get this thing?
Let them taste our fury.
What? They're just little tiny ships and we couldn't even do anything to them. Scott says, I can also say that the ship combat is the best Alcat version of the world map game compared to the Crusade of Wrath. Yeah, it is. I like it a lot better. I also hate it because of how they do it. Like crap like this. And I especially hate the battles where you show up and 75% of your skills here are delayed by 3 turns at the start of a battle because of whatever. It's like, come on, man. Give me all the tools and let me use them. But then they give you all the tools and they pull this crap. So, I don't know. The thing is, on the difficulty level I'm playing, all of the ground combat feels fair and balanced. Not to borrow a phrase from a place that's not fair and balanced, but the ship combat feels very unfair every time, and it usually takes me like 5 attempts to get through it. So, it's kind of annoying.
Salvo.
Like, that did nothing.
Fire at will.
Actually, I totally screwed the pooch there. I should have used this ability. Yeah, I screwed the pooch. Okay. Let's do... We're going to have to turn. We don't know which way he's going to turn, but we don't want to turn it into those things. I should have used that ability, and I didn't. I don't think it would have mattered, though, because all of its other shields are really good. You could have redistributed it, but we'll redistribute it next turn. We're going to have to do this to left side, because that's where he's going to shoot from. Yeah, I really was expecting to hate all the other things that weren't ground combat related in this game, because that's typically been the way it's been for me with Owlcats games, but I've liked every part of this game. Everything except the start of Chapter 3 has been great. And getting crushed right there. God. Am I getting... Yeah, it was not a good idea to be that close to ship, and now there he goes, he takes off. Bummer. What? Okay. I don't know what these things are, but I would like this ship to fly through them. You guys have way too tight of a turn radius. Okay, my best cannon's on my port side, my starboard side, so let's do that. Can you get... You can kind of get a shot in there, but not really. If I move... What? I can move... it's going to turn me right into those things. Okay, so what I can do is I can slide this way. That'll get me out of there a little faster. Okay. Let's see. Let's turn here. If I do a super chat, will you replay that chapter for me? Which? Oh. Whoa, just check. No. No, you're going to see it in the Let's Play. I'll be doing one starting in July, because the DLC's coming out on the 25th. I'm not sure what my best course of action here is. Because we can't shoot there, we can't hit anything there. Let's go like this. No one should replay that chapter. I thought the chapter was fine, I just didn't like the first little bit of it there when you're by yourself and you're naked. With nothing but a pistol that's completely useless. Like, don't even give the character a pistol then. That first part is really dumb, but as soon as you get like 3 companions and you've got a team of 4, then it got good again. What are you doing? You're going all the way around, or you're going to get in the void like a dumb thing? So you're just going to sit there and take damage. You know what? If you're going to give me a bonus ship like that, let me have control of it. That would be way better tactically. What is that? More ships, and then it totally... Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna die. We're gonna try this over. I don't know how we're gonna do it. Look how much damage has been done. So, what you really want to do is get on this thing's butt and stay there. Okay, hold on. Okay. I did some damage, not much. Alright. What I really want to do is end right about there and shoot it from there. Okay. Because now we need to redistribute, but we're not close enough. We need one more. Okay. Overloads the enemy shields, redistributing them. Target is too far. How is the target too far? It's right. Anybody want to explain that to me? Yeah, weird. Okay.
Launch batteries, volley.
Here's what I don't get, is there's this ability down here, the boarding party, and it says you're supposed to be able to use it once per round, but it's never ready to go. I don't know what this little icon down here in the bottom is. That looks like it's some kind of progress bar for it. I don't understand. None of this stuff is explained in the game, and I don't understand it. We're not going to be on the left side, so let's shoot those guys. We're about to get destroyed anyway, so it's not going to matter. We still can't. That's my best ability. And I can't use it on that thing? That's so surprising. Okay. I can probably kill this. Nope. Alright. Well, let's do it in the front here where the shields are... Geometrically, how does that make sense? What? I don't understand the math here. Does anyone want to explain the geometry of that to me? Because that doesn't make any sense.
With the force of a supernova.
That does not make any sense to me.
Macro cannons. Open fire.
We're shooting them in the nose and the side shields. Did that help? Oh my gosh.
All hands, prepare for acceleration.
All hands prepare to die. That's what's going to happen. I need the shield person, master shield person. What is this? Warp channel. Nope, that's not going to do me. Shield master. Give me this. Give me that. Let's prepare to die, and then we'll see what we can figure out on a second pass through this thing.
No mercy for the enemies of humanity.
Yeah, well, because they
We
flew
need to
over
turn
into
the
that
tide.
dangerous stuff. We're not going to turn the tide. We're done. Okay. I think the cooldowns crossover encounters, they don't reset after ship battles. It's in total rounds. That's not ideal. At all. Like we're going to give this one more shot, and if we can't do it, then we're going to have to go back to a previous save, because I can't get past this. It's just impossible. So we got the one ship. This is a nightmare. You got to soak up some damage. So I think the thing to do here is launch
Let the
this
void sort them out.
and then get over here. We only want to be on this guy when we're behind him, because if he shoots us with his laser from the front, we're screwed. I mean, he's going to hit us with all kinds of stuff anyway, so. He still hit me. What the hell? That goes a long way. And then he does this, which I don't... This fight would be hard enough without any of those additional fighters there. I would really like to get my torpedoes over here, but we can't. That's okay. We don't need to. Because we'll redistribute his shields. Let's slide one over there. Like that. Can we... Who's this? Master of Maneuvers. Yep. I want you, buddy. Because I need this maneuver. There we go. Get me out of these danger zones here. Now, is this going to hit his front? No, look, it's going to hit his side, but look at geometrically where we're at. That doesn't make any sense to me. It should be hitting his front. What in the heck? That just doesn't make any sense. Okay. What about this thing? Hit him this.
Fire at will.
Alright, now hit him with this.
Launch battery. Volley.
Get into the final recover part. Take this, turn that one in a different direction. Thank you. Take this and redistribute. So now we're at 48 shields on this side, which is great.
Let them taste our fury.
Not awesome. And then our shields are exposed. We got 5 on this side. We're dead. Okay. This is the part of the game that feels most like it needs a mod. Oh, look, we're just getting roasted. Like I need something to fix this. Because look, how are you expected to win this battle against this ship? Is it possible to win it later by some means that I don't understand? I don't get it. This just doesn't seem
Fire at will.
logical. This thing is so much more overpowered than we are.
Torpedoes away.
Torpedo Master, where's... How come you can't do this? All hands on deck. When am I ever going to get to use that skill? What's this purple bar down here mean? Does it mean that I can't do it? Why can't I do it? The purple bar obviously needs to fill, and then we can do it, but what's it filling? What am I not providing that is causing this to not fill up fast enough? I don't get it. I'm going to need a whole tutorial on this because this just doesn't make any sense.
Salvo.
Yeah, I'm not able to work this out.
Helpsman, take us in.
I guess it's going to shoot at me again, isn't it? More fighters. Like... Even if we just had to fight just its cannons... Even if this fight was just cannons, it would be hard. And look at that, he's got 4 squadrons of fighters out there. And then there go my... That's not... I don't understand. There's nothing tactically that you can do. I don't get it. I don't understand. Okay. Well, that's a fail. Yeah, I really don't get it. I don't get it. Don't understand. Not possible to do it. I don't know how to do that. I don't understand how the rest of the game can be so well balanced and then the ship combat is always like that. Like it's always impossible. It's just who play tested this? Like that's the part that gets me about every single software development of a video game. It's just where is the playtesting? Because proper playtesting would have seen that that's unbalanced. You can't do that. 380 hit points, squadrons of fighters every single turn, destroying all of your tubes, all of your missile tubes, completely chewing through everything. It's like, okay. I don't know what the purpose is. I mean, if the purpose is to make me go do something else, mission accomplished. Nomos, I keep trying to do this and nothing happens. The siege, destroy the fleet covering the machine. We tried, we can't do it. Where is this? Euphrates 2 is under control. Yeah, it's like, destroy the fleet. I can't do it. So these two things are tied together. And there's nothing else. There's literally nothing else to do in this chapter except for that, and we're not even remotely qualified to do it. That's some pretty pathetic game design right there. Playtesting is done by people that know the game very well. They are blind to noobness. Yeah, exactly. So you can't playtest a game that way. You have to have people come in and be like, just play it normally. All I've done is play the game normally and acquire everything that the game has given me in the order it's given it to me. So I don't know about any ship exploits. I've done, you know, multiple projects for every world. One of them rewarded me with like 5% evasion. Woo, that worked really well, you know. And then a cannon, which I've got mounted on the starboard side. I mean, I don't. Grants plus 10% damage for 2 turns and plus 20 temporary wounds when the character uses their origin ability. Oh, fun. And it doesn't block you out of anything? Do it. Yeah, so I'm struggling to know what to do in the rest of this chapter because there just doesn't seem to be anything else to do. Wear against 15 coercion and lore. This will give us more profit factor. Let's just do that. Like, on every single ship combat up to now and up to that point, I've been able to figure out how to beat it after anywhere from 2 to 5 attempts. On that one, I'm sure I could run through that another 10 times and I'd get the same outcome. So, yeah, that's the thing. Well, Wojtek, you're correct. I bet they concentrate more on finding exploits. Yes, and I don't get that. Like, I think the approach that the developers for Clair Obscure took is the correct way to do it. They said openly, go ahead and try to break the game. We don't care. So there were people within, you know, the first few days of playing that had figured out how to make Mael do these like 23 million points of damage in a single hit. And the developers were like, we don't care. If people want to use that build, that's fine. But these guys seem so concerned with that it hinders the ability for people to play the game normally. It's like, if you're not using exploits, then you're behind the 8 ball. Plus, playtesters are told to break the game. That's not something most new gamers will try when they are still learning the integral mechanics. Yeah, exactly. So you've got to have people on your team who are willing to just play the game normally and be able to find these kinds of problems and say, hey, boss, this encounter that we have is a bit insane, especially for when the player is normally going to run across it. Like, we've got to fix this because that's not right. Profit factor and people. Navy whips. That's the only thing I really don't like about Owlcat's games is that they're so complicated that if you just want to play them normally and figure everything else out on your own, you're going to get frustrated. And you're going to have to eventually go up, watch somebody's YouTube video to show you a guide of how to beat it. And I really wish they would design their games in a way that you could just play it and win. Sins Arcade says, I thought they patched those exploits for Mael in Expedition 33. They patched some of it, but not all of it. They were totally happy with people doing millions and millions of points of damage. There was just one particular attack that they nerfed a little bit. They didn't eliminate it at all. It's still her bread and butter play. They just nerfed it enough to where it wasn't destroying everything. But it's still... Like, other developers will nerf a talent like that and make it useless. And they understood, no, this is still her best thing. We just don't need it to be quite that good. Which was the smart way to do it. Vortex is also the internet effect. You are expected to watch millions of guide videos. Yeah, ain't that the truth? It's really annoying. It's like, I don't want to. I just want to play the game and figure it out as I go along because I like figuring stuff out. Captive Xenos, profit factor. Oh no, it's this penal battalion. Void ship games, plus 10 critical chance with the Mac mechanics. Plus 10, that's not going to help. A Lord Captain, a strange anomaly has been detected on Kiava Gamma. Series of orders defined as procedure OC has forced itself into the production algorithms. The servants of the Omnicide define its execution status as most sacred and therefore follow its instructions to the letter. It's just one cycle. Cells were erected in all manufactorums, connected by cogitators, or more precisely, their computing channels. This network performs a pattern similar to those applied to the digital cells of machine spirits. Okay. The OC procedure commands Magi with above average psi receptivity index to enter the cells. Those tech priests take their seats in the cells, fall into a blissful datadry, begin to sing Binharic hymns very similar to those that periodically whirred from the warp vox of the Cubist Delphim. Okay, yeah, what's going on? What do we know about this procedure? Could it be part of Delphim's legacy? We cannot trace the source. Sins Arcade says, I don't know about being expected to watch videos because back in the day it was game FAQs. Be thankful you can watch coverage by others. It's easier to see than to read for many people. I mean, I do think that there is some expectation now that you're going to go out to an outside source and look for things. I think that's totally true. Because back in the day, back when I started playing computer games, back in the early 90s, you had every game, especially one of this kind of complexity, came with a book. So it was expected that you were going to figure it out by reading the book and playing the game. There were always tips and tricks in magazines, which is part of what made gaming magazines so popular, is that, you know, you would be able to find cheat codes and different things in them. But nowadays, these games come with nothing, and nothing from the developer. And there are systems that, like you just shot during the ship battle, I've got ship talents there with little bars along the bottom that look like progress meters, and there's nothing to tell you how that progress meter is being loaded, what factors are contributing to its growing. Why can't you use that ability until that progress meter is loaded? Like, there's all sorts of missing information, and there's nothing in the game or any kind of book, because the game doesn't come with a book anymore, to tell you how to do it. They're expecting that somebody's going to reveal that information on YouTube, which is, I don't know, it's kind of dumb. So he says, the tech presuppose the idea of studying the procedure as it violates the sacrament. Supposedly the minds of the Magi immersed in the cells are involved in some grand scale computation. The servants of the Omnissiah have tested the planet's cogitational network 7 times, purifying algorithms of varying degrees of severity, proclaiming it clean. Yeah. Proclaiming it clean. Okay. Perhaps my advisors have words. You say these cells need to be filled with high size sensitivity tech priests? Sure, but why use our own servants? Just check out a few remote stations and outposts, look for cogs who are banished as unfit, and you will find 3 times as many more suitable candidates than in the manufactoriums. Psi receptivity rarely goes hand in hand with high rationality, and such tech priests often end their careers in some backwater. They are singing. It's surprising that your race was able to achieve such a harmonious form of interaction with crafted tools. My kinsmen, too, use psychoacoustic harmonics to guide our creations. I am not a bone singer myself, but I might be able to tell your servants of certain principles that define the sound of the universe. I find this sacrilegious suggestion to be a breach of the Data Unity Protocol. A signal seemingly from nowhere that has the highest execution priority. A perfect weapon for capturing the planet. It should be anathematized, and I'm ready to summon a cadre of competent technors from the Inquisition. Okay. We're going to follow Idiris' suggestion. For a small fee, the dynasty managed to purchase many ineffective servants from the Adeptus Mechanicus that demonstrated increased psi receptivity. They were placed in the cells, and Kieva Gamma's production rates were not harmed. Procedure OC is being carried out without fail. The Binharic trills ring throughout the world's noosphere. According to yet another inscrutable directive, an enigmatic object was delivered to the rogue trader's residence on Kieva Gamma. Oh, really? Armor Rage. And what did we get? We get this. The Titan Forged Lance Weapon. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, that'll help. The Titan Forged Lance Weapon. Well, let's hope. So, our current one does 45 to 55 damage, and this one does 84 to 98 in a narrow firing arc. Okay, well, that's an upgrade. I don't this is yellow. At least seems like it's supposed to be an upgrade. But this one launches 5 tubes of 19 and this launches 4 of 22. So what other bonuses does it have? 4 Alderic sonic torpedoes, short burning plasma torpedoes, and it's just straight damage. I mean, I don't know. I don't know when you want it. When I first started the game, I was hoping that you could put torpedoes in each one of these and launch one turn and one the other turn, and you can't. It's like, I don't have anything else for the dorsal fin. Okay. Dev's lazy. Chris says moving cost of documentation of third-party sources. Well, that's the thing. Wojtek's got it right. It's about money. They are outsourcing making tutorials to free YouTube labor because they know people will do it. Because they know people like me will play Stellaris and be like, oh, I've got this figured out. Let me share it with everybody else. You know, my original Stellaris planetary management videos, like creeping up on 400,000 views. People want to know how to do stuff, so. And yeah, you're right. Devs hope the game will have a community that grows around it and that community will share. Yes, that's all true. But that still doesn't negate the fact that that encounter was crap. Disruptor says, I was looking for this game, kind of like, oh, so my Twitch stream has the wrong game. I'm sorry, Disruptor. You know, it's not Spellforce Conquest of Edo. I will figure out why it says the wrong thing, and we'll get it right tomorrow when we start officially streaming for TurnBasedThursdayFest. I was just trying to figure out how to get dual streams working, so. Well, is there anywhere that we haven't explored then? We just need to go explore somewhere and do some stuff and level up, maybe some other way, because right now there's no story things. 2 of the quests in our journal are tied to this thing, and we can't destroy this fleet, so I mean, I don't know that cannon would help a whole bunch. We could give it a try, I guess. Chris says, yeah, they redid Stellaris quite a bit with 4.0. Listen, the 4.0 update, as soon as I logged into it, to me, it seemed like it should have been a sequel game. You know, overhaul the UI and do everything else. It's such a different game. It's not anywhere close to being the Stellaris that I started playing. And my brain immediately just said, nope. I noped out of that one. It was like, I don't want to learn a whole new 4X game. If I want to learn a whole new 4X game, then I want to learn a whole new 4X game, not a whole new version of Stellaris. So I think Paradox has made just an unbelievably big mistake with that game, trying to turn it into a cash cow that lasts forever and milk it forever with DLC and stuff, and even just sitting at the screen trying to figure out what origin and what species I wanted to play. There were so many choices. It was so overwhelming that my brain just said, I can't do this. I just slapped something together and started playing, and all the rules and everything was so different. I was like, this should have been a sequel game. This should have been Stellaris 2 instead of Stellaris 4.0. I mean, that's just mismanagement from the upper levels, really, is what that is. That's Paradox continuing to do Paradox things. Which just makes it hard to, you know, it just makes it hard to support them because they haven't figured out yet that it's make a really good game and then release like 1 or 2 DLC and then move on to something else. But instead they're like, no, we're gonna milk this thing forever. Okay, but then you risk alienating the people who bought the game in the first place, because the game that Stellaris is today is not anything close to the game that I bought. When was it? 5, 6 years ago? 7 years ago? The orbital. Okay, let's give the orbital battle one more shot because we've got this big cannon on it. I don't know that that's going to help. Europa Universalis 4 was the worst Vortex, so it's so hard to figure out. But then one of the most played games ever. Well, there's a... The thing Paradox has going for them with those games...
This void ship will not be defeated.
I know, so how do we do it? What are you saying? It will not be defeated. Do you mean us? No, I mean this thing. There's a segment of people that want to play these kinds of games, these 4X strategy games like Europa Universalis and Stellaris and stuff like that, and that's what Paradox has and what they're banking on is that those games are so big and so complex, not a lot of people want to make them. So they know it's a niche market. So they know that they essentially have a captive audience, which allows them to be kind of abusive. Like they know they can make garbage. They know they can change it, and they know that since it's the only game going in town, people are going to play it. And I've looked, I've tried the other Space 4X games. One of them is really pretty and really shallow. Another one has Distant Worlds 2 wants to basically automate everything so that you aren't actually playing the game. I don't understand 90% of the design decisions in that game at all. And then there's another game that's basically an indie game from an indie developer. It's got marginally okay graphics, and it's a big reason why I haven't played it yet, because it just doesn't look very good. But it might be more fun to play, I don't know. So Stellaris is in the 4X space, it's the only game going, and Europa Universalis is kind of, you know, the only game going in its space. Nothing else really compares. Nothing else. There's no competition. Chris says, I've been searching for a new 4X. But yeah, exactly. I keep looking. Every time one comes out, I'm like, oh, I'm excited about this. And then, you know, it doesn't work. So let's see. This thing's going to run over here and shoot at us. I don't know what the smart decision is. Do we go straight at it with our giant new cannon? It seems like being in its way is a really bad choice, but then it's going to get all these fighter crafts out.
All hands, prepare for acceleration.
I don't know. What can we do with this game? It says it can't hit that. The target is too far, but look, it... So, these are the little things that bug me. Like, what does this mean? There's 4 squares here that are inside of the ship, but you're telling me it's too far? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. Still, I don't get it. Okay, can we knock its shields down? Let's do this.
Launch battery. Volley.
Let's try to get its shields down a little bit. This thing is going to want to move in that direction. Alright, you turkey.
With the force of a supernova.
That didn't even make a dent. Thing's still got 1,000,000 points of shield left. And we can't use our best skill against it?
Engage the engines.
We can't use our best skill against it. That just doesn't seem right. Why would you do that? I mean, the thing's got 380 hit points and it's going to launch a crap ton of enemies at it. Shreve the Bold says, this is Rogue Trader. I'm sorry, on Twitch I mislabeled what the game is going to be. I was trying to... This is all an experiment. We're setting up dual streaming for TurnBasedFest, which starts tomorrow and runs all week. So I want to make sure I could stream on YouTube and Twitch. This is... You're about to watch me get my butt kicked for the 3rd time. Holy cow, yeah, that's not good. Oh, yeah, it just mowed right through it. Okay. Nope. Is there a strategy here? Do we just need to make a big arc and try to stay on its butt? Clearly, we can't be in front. We turn into this thing, we're toast. We can't really. Yeah, it's gonna broadside us. I mean, there's no good options here.
Coordinates set.
There's no good options. Let's launch
Let
it
the
to.
void sort them out.
Let's do this. Shield that side and then call it a day. Let's see what happens. What's this space up here? Attack crafts damage plus 25%. Oh, brother. Yeah, so even there. So even just going in a straight line, we completely got toasted. Huh. That's interesting, because so we could get over here on this side. That's not very promising.
All hands, prepare for acceleration.
This thing is just going to annihilate us. Alright, let's redistribute then. Your weak shield's over here.
Fire at will.
We could get behind this thing. Be really helpful.
Macro cannon. Open fire!
He's pointed the wrong way to help us. What about this guy? He's pointed in that direction. Then make him turn really tightly, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. Alright. I should have reinforced my shield. We only got 6 on that side, so we're going to get smoked. Yeah, there we go. And we're dead. Man, it just, like, look at that. How much pure firepower it can strike out on. And then it fired again and again. It got, what, 6 attacks that turn? Holy cow. Yeah, there's no way to do this. Is there anything I can do in Toy Box at the moment? Can I just destroy this ship so I can actually play the game? Starships. I don't want to respec, I just want to destroy it. Doesn't appear like there's anything for that. There's got to be a mod to change this, because I mean, right now I'm basically cock-blocked on the story. I can't go any further. That doesn't...
With the force of a supernova.
That's my best weapon and it barely did that? Oh, come on.
Fire at will.
Are you kidding me?
Helmsman, take us in. Make every shot count.
Man, I don't... I don't really see the point. I'm gonna have to go figure something out. Let me get a mod. There's got to be a mod that gives me like a button to just automatically win, because this is dumb. This has been the dumbest part of the game so far. Yeah, it'd be nice if I had ships to put in there. He's got 3 ships out now. And he can just keep putting fighter swarms out every single turn. So eventually it's going to be you versus 8 million fighter swarms. How in the world does anybody think that that's fun? How in the world did a developer get to this point of the game and start doing this mission with this ship and say, dude, this is awesome? I don't get it. I got this really super powerful weapon and it only hits for 46%. Are you joking me?
With the force of a supernova!
Miss, miss, miss? Come on, man.
Torpedoes away.
This is ridiculous.
Fire at will.
That's my best weapon and it didn't even kill a squadron of fighters? Okay, alright. Alright, that's it. Stream's over. I'm gonna go figure out if there's a mod that allows me to scapegoat through that or go spend and watch YouTube videos for 3 hours to figure out how to get by that mission, because it's just ridiculous. What is the name of this mission? What is it? The Incident and the Siege. The Siege. Okay. Alright. Well, that was a damper. We never even got to see the characters in action. This is a bummer. That was a bummer. Okay. Everyone. So tomorrow, it's TurnBasedFest. It should be a lot of fun. And we won't be dealing with this stupid ship combat. I'll see y'all later.